Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So today we have another 8th MS Team release, but it's not a figure. This time it's the Mobile Suit Gundam The 8th MS Team Option Parts Set version anime. So we've had weapon sets and effect part sets, and in those reviews I stated that I'd rather have a set that goes with specific figures in the version anime line and expands upon their accessories and features. And that's exactly what we got here for the Ground Gundam and the Zaku 2 JC type. So this is a pretty cool little set. It's a small box, but there's not a whole lot in it. And it has quite a few weapons, effect parts, just different accessories for everything. So let's go ahead and crack it open and see what's inside. Alright, so just like other sets, we're going to take a look at everything individually, and then we'll check it out on the figures. So the first thing we'll look at is actually the only part in here for the Zaku. So and after this review drops, probably the following week, we'll have the Zaku 2 JC review. But this is a busted arm piece for the Zaku, and it is to recreate the scene in the first episode where Shiro fights a damaged Zaku 2, and he has to take it down, and it is a one-armed Zaku. You can actually see it recreated on the box there, so pretty cool little part. Then we have the let's look at this guy, the rocket launcher. So this is a weapon that originally on the MSIA side came with the Easy 8, I believe. Yes, it was the Easy 8 MSIA figure, and now we're getting it here in this set. So this has a movable grip. The back of it is fixed in place. This slides forward. This is like a stabilizing piece. It is effect part compatible at the front, and you have a removable box magazine with a little rocket in there, which is pretty cool. So pretty simple weapon. It does have a storage piece, which is up here. Let's see if I can actually get it out of here. Maybe not. There we go. So this is a little storage clip that'll go on, I believe, either side, and it plugs into the rear waist armor of the Gundam. Right, like so. So it doesn't store in the storage container, it actually stores on the waist armor. So pretty cool. We also get another weapon that was originally included in the MSIA GM Ground, and this is the missile launcher. So you have 2 tubes on each one of these canisters, so a total of 6 missiles that it'll fire, and it's a pretty big, beefy launcher. These panels in the front will actually come off. See if I can get one of them off here. Oh, and there it goes. To add in effect parts, which we will also take a look at. And it does this for some reason. All these are removable, and you also have effect part compatibility in the back here. The handle folds, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's painted well. I don't like the sculpt of it. I don't know why it does this. It doesn't actually hook into anything, so if you can see, there's a peg here, and there's nothing for it to settle into. I don't know why it's like this. Now, we've seen this before in the Earth Federation weapon set, and I didn't like this one, and they just went ahead and made it in the same manner. So you can see the handle is different, just a little bit. The rest of it is sculpted fairly the same. Obviously this one doesn't have removable front ends, but everything else is pretty similar, and they're both super fragile, unfortunately. And then we have a shield piece. This replaces the front end of the shield, so we can go ahead and grab the shield here. This piece just pops right off, and this one goes on in its place. If I can actually get it in there. There we go. And so it'll attach like so. And since we'll move into effect parts, we'll start with this one. This is the little ground effect for the shield, and it just plugs straight in there. I think I've got it in right. Maybe not. There's actually a peg. There we go. There's a peg that it settles into. And this is to recreate the Canon firing scene from the opening animation. So funny enough, it looks like the Canon is actually resting on the shield, but the shield is actually in the foreground and the Gundam ground shooting is in the background. So that's how they made that. But you have the ability to recreate that. And then, just like pictured, you have like a flaring dust effect, which looks really, really nice. So I do like that one quite a bit. So next up we have the Canon firing effect, which is probably what should have come with the ground Gundam instead of a beam rifle firing effect. And it looks really nice. So it just plugs right into the Canon there. It's a really cool effect. I think this is actually a unique effect part for 8th MS Team. I don't think this is with anything else. So neat effect there. We do have a rocket firing effect for the rocket launcher. Looks really nice. You can actually see the warhead at the end there. So let's grab the rocket launcher and it just plugs right in like that. So it looks really good. Plugs in tight, colored well. And then we have two different effects for the missile launchers. So we have these here, so you can see that it has the larger missiles, a really nice effect, 2 plugs, and then you have an exhaust effect coming out the back of it. So we'll grab our missile launcher here, pop one of those off, and then this will actually just attach right like that, and then this piece will go right on the back. So you have a really nice effect going on there. Even though I don't really like this missile launcher, this looks really, really good. And that is everything in the set. So let's see what it looks like on the figures. So we have a few different things here. We have the Canon firing effect, the dust effect, the shield and ground effect, and the Zaku 2's busted arm. So the Zaku 2's arm seems to work really well. It just pops right in real easy. You know, the rest of the set here is just kind of a matter of placement and posing. It doesn't really attach to anything aside from the Canon effect, and you know, everything looks really, really good. The Zaku 2 JC type we will see as a proper review probably next week. It's a really nice figure, and the busted arm piece makes it look really good, and then you know, all the effect parts you get with it are nice too. So let's take a look at everything else. So here we have the missile launcher and the effect parts, and the rocket launcher and effect part. So both of these look fantastic. The problem with both of them is that with the effect parts on, they become fairly heavy. The rocket launcher didn't really want to sit on the shoulder very well because there's no stabilizing grip on the front, and so I had it kind of underslung. And then the missile launcher, it's kind of sitting up there decent, but it's wanting to come over like this and fall over. So aside from the weight issue, which is understandable, these two look fantastic. So I picked up this set for $24.65 before shipping, and I think that's a really fair price for what you get. It is a regular release, thankfully, so it should be pretty easy to find, and everything in here is usable. You know, the missile launcher has its problems, but it looks nice. The rocket launcher is great. You know, the Canon effect part looks nice. The dust effect, the shield part, you know, I don't know how much I'd use that, but you know, for those of you that want it, it works good. And then the Zaku arm is a nice little piece as well. You know, there's Probably some stuff I would have done differently, like instead of the Zaku arm, maybe do like the little periscope antenna sticking off the head. Little stuff like that. But maybe even the Vulcan pod part of the chest in the promotional animation for 8th MS Team, that it shows that piece actually angling upward to shoot at a target above the Gundam. Maybe an alternate chest piece for that, something to incorporate there. But I understand they would have had to have changed the sculpt of the ground Gundam to some degree. But for what we get for under $25, I think that's a really good deal. So let me know if you ended up picking it up and what you think of it. And keep an eye out next week for the Zaku 2 JC type review. And thank you for supporting the channel and for watching, and I'll see you next time.